Although I live in Michigan, I am from Pennsylvania and the Lancaster County area. I just found out some sad news coming out of that area for resellers and for thrifters and antique people who like to go to antique malls. The Toll Booth Antique Mall in Columbia, Pennsylvania burnt down yesterday. It burnt down on July 18th, 2024. It's a 2-story building. It had furniture, booze of all sorts, all kinds of vintage, just all gone. Just gone. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, I know occasionally, individual resellers like might lose some items, like their basement flooded, or oh, heaven forbid, someone's house burnt down. Oh my God. Can't even think about that. But I'm wondering, like, what are those people thinking right now? I had a booth. I had a little tiny booth, little itty bitty booth. I don't have it anymore, but I never thought about having any type of insurance on it. I guess you can maybe buy a business policy for content insurance or something like that. Definitely worth looking into, because I'm sure that nobody in there, well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure people are thinking about it now. It is just so, so sad. And I just wanted to bring it up because it is something that you may or may not think about that much. Granted, we try to get our things at a low cost of goods, but if the booth is your only way of making income, your income just went away too. Do you have alternate ways of, selling your items? Facebook Marketplace. I know people don't like to sell online, but, maybe have a yard sale, call it an estate sale, and have it right at your house until you can find another booth space. I'm sure, I don't know how many booths were in that mall, but all of those booth owners now have to find another location. And there is lots of antique malls, but I'm sure they are stock full of, booths that they don't have empties available, or they might have a waiting list, So it's just something that I was like, wow. When I first heard it, I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then I started really thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I gotta talk about this on my channel. I think it's important no matter where you live, whether you have a booth or not. It might even be your favorite sourcing mall, and now that's gone. So you have to think about it that way too. I just wanted to share it, that's all. I'm down in the basement because I need something out of this box. If you saw that posted on there, it said Aunt Rudy. But the teacups and saucers are in here, and I need them because they sold. While I'm down here, I wanted to show you the difference between the marmalade teacups and saucers. There's an entire set of dishes that goes with this. This is what the goose looks like for that pattern. Has like fruit on it. The teacups and saucers all have strawberries, but the rest of the serving like platters or canisters have the other fruit patterns on it. Now let me show you what Aunt Rhody looks like. Aunt Rhody is different. See, the bow is like polka dot, and it's got the little flowers on it. It's all ribbed at the top. And this is also an entire set of dishes. Very different, made by different companies. Let me turn that over. This one's made by Brick Oven Stoneware. And it says made in China. These say made in Japan. I like buying both sets of dishes. those and these. They are both worth picking up if you can get them for the right price. This was part of a bigger set. There was cereal bowls, the salad plates, and then the teacups and saucers. The entire set, all 20 pieces, was $22.99. Ironically, that's exactly what these sold for. So what I do is I allocate like cost to the different sets as I break it into a set. And so it's $1.15 for each piece. I already sold the cereal bowls, and I sold those for $24.99 plus shipping. Then I sold these, and I only have the salad plates left. So we'll see how that turns out and see what I get for those. So I paid $11.50 for this set of teacups and saucers and sold it for the $22.99 plus shipping. Okay, this was a mistake. I underestimated the weight of these teacups and saucers by a little over a pound, and it cost me dearly on the shipping. It was being shipped from Michigan to California. As you can see, the buyer paid $14.49, but I had to pay $24, which means that I made no money on this sale.
Oh, I'm in a thrift store, and unfortunately Left Lane Finds is not with me, but Left Lane Finds, did I find a good one? I think it's pretty cool looking.
She is at the Oakland Food Pantry and Thrift Store located in Michigan.
These almost look like they should actually be flower pots. I think that's exactly what they are. They're pretty cute. And you know me, loving plants. I think they work for me. But $4.99? I'll see. Maybe they're on sale. These mugs stand out to me a little bit more. Ohio China Company. I'm not familiar with them. Maybe Left Lane Finds you are. But they have the small mugs, I guess the tea mugs, and you'll probably know better than I do. And then they have the full-size mugs. I actually really like these. I just think they're cool looking. I just wish they weren't damaged. Right? Oh no, that's actually a manufacturer defect. That part right there. Well, you can tell me a little bit more, hopefully.
I sold a couple of ducks. Let's get them out. It's Mr. and Mrs. Duck. This is Mrs. Duck. And let's see if I can get this one out. Oh, picking him up by his head. Let me get him over to the other table and I'll tell you all about them. I saw these at an antique mall and I just had to have them. I paid $6 for the pair. So that's kind of like when they talk about how you can go to antique malls and get thrift store prices. And that's exactly what I did with these. They're just adorable. I've used them in my own decor. I did sell them on Etsy. I was running my 20% off sale. The person paid $18.40 plus shipping for them. Now let's get back to listing items. I listed up this stovetop steamer. And of course, I had to start listing up all of those PEG votive holders. I just love the colors of them. They are so pretty. I put them on eBay, Etsy, and Knickknacks. Had it sold on eBay, and it's over here. I'm going to put that plushie out of the way. I'm going to get the penguins out of the way. It's not that mug. It's this one. It's a tall Starbucks mug with these pine trees on it, which gives it that Christmas look to it.
It's more modern. It says 2015 on there. So my daughter found this, and we did this a lot. She posted it up in her eBay store, and then I posted it up in mine. And we used to always say, wherever it sells first, well, if it would sell in hers, she would get the money. If it sold in mine, I would get the money. But now I took over her whole eBay store. I have all of her inventory. She told me to keep all the money, but I'm not. I'm kind of in my head keeping track of the things I'm selling that are her finds, and then she'll benefit from that. I'm not going to keep that money. Oh, I was gardening. Look how dirty my hands are. I didn't even wash my hands before starting this video. That's part of my second channel, Starts with Coffee Adventures. I'm always working in my flower beds and my veggie garden. I also do a lot of traveling, concerts, recipes, all kinds of stuff on that channel. She was always finding things at the bins. She paid 76 cents for this. That's the cool thing about the bins, at low cost of goods. And I sold it in my eBay shop for $15 free shipping. The evenings have been so nice. So we sat out in the porch. My husband brought out his little speaker with the lights. It was like a party. I have 2 solds on eBay. Well, actually 3, but 2 are down here, and the third one is upstairs. These sold, the cobalt blue ones. I just listed these, and they sold in the same day. You would have just saw these earlier in this video. Gotta get these. Gotta put these down here to go up. Oh, you know what? I have a basket. Let me get this. I have a shopping basket down here that I can actually put these in. And I have a little padding in this shopping basket. Okay. That was awkward. Let me get the other item. It is way, way up here in that box. I had to be careful reaching that down from that top shelf, but it is in the shopping cart, my basket, that I'm going to take upstairs, and then I'll be able to tell you more about them. I always say how much I love cobalt blue. Love these. These are the Hobnail Home Co. These are those peg votive holders that can either go in wall sconces or tabletop versions, or any type of candlestick that has like a tapered candlestick that it would hold. You just put this in instead. Just beautiful color. My daughter got these at the bins. She paid $1.40. I just double checked the math. It was $1.60 for these, and I sold them on eBay for $19.99 plus shipping. Ironically, this item is also that cobalt blue with the gold. It's a decanter, kind of in that, I was thinking it might be bohemian style. Unfortunately, it was damaged by me, and I was taking the tape off on the gold area there. I was a bit too impatient, and I damaged that. This would have been probably worth triple what I sold it for, but I'm okay. These are in pretty good condition, with the exception of that one glass has a little bit of wear on the gold. I almost sold the glasses separate from that decanter, but I didn't. I paid $6 for this entire set, and I sold it for $19.99 plus shipping. I gotta dig in my baseball hats for the last item that I sold on eBay. That tricked me. It's kind of, I got a gift for it. Is it? Oh, it's this one. I bought 3 of these Titleist hats at a garage sale, and I sold the other 2 for pretty good money. And this one I thought, oh, it might sit for a while because it's just plain beige. The other ones were in nicer colors, and so I thought, let me put it up for auction just to move it along. I already made pretty good profit on the other 2 hats. That's the way I think sometimes. I'm like, I want to move things along and not have so many things like listed that are just going to take forever to sell. So I put this up for auction for $3.99. I got 1 bid on it, so that is what it sold for. So they did pay $3.99 plus shipping. It's July and about 80 degrees out, and I am listing up all of my ugly Christmas sweaters. If you check the solds on eBay, people are already buying them. They are thinking ahead. You also get more choices if you start buying them now. I also cross-posted these to Poshmark. Since I brought home a bunch of items from my booth because I no longer have it, I have to relist those items. These, however, were already listed on Etsy. They were just expired. So I made them active again, so that made it easy. Put them back up on eBay, put this vase back up on eBay, and then I already had one of these mugs, and I found another one, and I wanted to put them together, so I just revised that listing with new pictures and changed to the description. So part of my no sourcing in July, mentioned that in one of my other videos, it's because I have all of these items from my booth, along with lots of items from my daughter's eBay store that need to be listed, and my death pile. I wanted to hurry up and list up these sandals. These were ones that I recently found at the bins down in Nebraska. I am walking up to my nearest little free library to put this book in. I got this at the bins and I thought it might be worth something, and I thought, oh, it's going to be very cheap to pick it up. Then when I got it home and looked it up, I should have looked it up in the bins there, but I didn't. It was only worth like $3 or something like that, free shipping. And then I thought about it as I was just upstairs listing. Oh, there's 13. Let's go visit 13 real quick. Hi, baby. How are you? You taking a nap? You're so cute. Anyways, I decided it's not worth my time to list it and ship it and do all the things that we do for reselling. I'm going to put it in at the little free library. Mine is really close to my house. There's actually 3 or 4 of them near me, but one's really close, and it happens to be at a church. So this will probably be gone within a few days. I paid 30 cents for it, but someone else gets to enjoy it for free. And when they're done with it, they can put it back into the little free library for someone else. I was paging through it while I was walking, and I found this note in the back, posting notes. I think I'm going to take them out because they don't need to be in there. And so I've arrived at the little free library, opened it up, because a friend of mine, I just found out yesterday, is actually a friend of a friend, is trying to learn German. And she knew that I knew a little bit of German, and she was asking me like words or phrases and things. So anyways, I was like, this is perfect for her. This is the low-tech way of learning something, but it might help her. Spark notes, study cards. So I'm going to give that to my friend to give to her friend, and then she can beef up on her German. I made a little space. Oh, there's some kids on bikes over there yelling. Made a little space. I'm going to stick mine right in there. Close it up with a little door lock on it. I decided to walk around the block to get some extra steps. It's Sunday, so people start to put things out on the curb. And look what I just found. It's a Coleman. It's a fold-out cot. It's in perfect condition. It was probably just stored forever and never used. But I can put it up on eBay for around $30 plus shipping. I think this is the better trade than the book that I just donated. I collected up a stack of Christmas items that I went ahead and did pictures and created drafts. So all of these are going to be the next items listed up. But by the time you're watching this video, I will have completed that task. I'm also going to be grabbing Halloween items. I'm doing a little bit of everything: Christmas, vintage, Halloween, and everyday goods.